Come on with it. Schotty's culture and more. More and more. More and more. And as this room fill up, be sure to hit that like button, share this content. Let friends, neighbors know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk. Beyond. This included the ice wall.
Dread it, run from it.
Destiny.
Destiny arrives all the same.
But now.
And now it's here.
And we here.
Or should I say, I am.
Yo. Come on. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about an off-season bully? Bully party. Come on with it. If the audio is straight, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. Come on with it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on. We need bullies, ain't it right, Brandy? And give me that good news. Stand to your feet. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring.
Hey, bro, come on now. Come on, man.
Put a 3 in the chat if you already shared this stream. Shout out to you, Ryan. Come on. Yeah. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Ain't no party like a Law Nation party, yeah. Come on. It's Sunday, it's fun day. Come on with it to the fun day. Side of the things. Come on, baby. Hey, hit him with that. Oh. Come on, baby. Let go. Get the energy up. Get the vibrations up, baby. Come on with it. And if you're mad at it, shout out to everybody for hitting 3s, because that let me know you shared it. And I ain't mad at you.
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 One day at a time, one movement at a time, brick by brick, we stacking these things together. Good to see you guys. I hope that you guys had a beautiful Friday, a beautiful Saturday, and I hope that you guys will have a beautiful day, Sunday. Okay, all right. And who won that fight, Jim Jones or Sharpe on that press conference or that little podcast that they was doing? You know, who won that? You know, Jim Jones. I didn't know Jim was like 190 something pounds. So I guess in the fight, I guess Sharpe would win. But it's something about when you have those hips that Shannon Sharpe got. You know, he don't got the deluxe brand. You know, he got the sweet hips. You know, it make him walk funny. Jim Jones make him get him, but it looks like Jim Jones. I went to his Instagram. He said he works out, but Jim Jones skipped leg day though. Jim Jones be skipping leg day. That's the only thing. He don't got no legs, but he's big up top. But shout out to Sharpe and Ocho Cinco and Jim Jones and I don't know, man. Jim Jones is saying that he's better than Nas, right? And I can't believe I'm starting the show off with this. But, you know, y'all let me know if Jim Jones, you know, ballin' is better than Nas, man. Nas my guy. You know, Nas is the only rapper that I know that crucified Jay-Z is Nas now. You know, that ether was something really, really, really dope. It really was something very special that, you know, Jay-Z was like, hey, man, you look, you know, let me just go ahead and marry Beyonce and be done with it. But neither here nor there. What we got here? Okay, all right. Got some news, some developing news. Okay, what we got here? Let me put it up here. Hold on. We got some developing news. Jim Jones tripping? Yeah. Ocho wanted to laugh so bad. I feel you, man. Jim Jones on that good stuff with the silver beard, man. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to Jim Jones, man. Shout out to all of the Joneses, man. And we fly high. All right, so what is going on? Okay, I got some news that's developing. Kevin Durant says that Parsons will be a Washington. What the hell? What the hell is going on? What the hell is
here? Do you want to recruit him to the Commanders? Yeah. Micah, get on in here. He's not signed to the Cowboys. Let's do this.
I think he will be a Commander at some point in his career.
When?
I would say 2 years from now.
Yo, I only rock with Dan Quinn, you know what I mean? Anybody else?
Exactly. That's all he need to rock with.
My neck hurts. You guys are too tall. I can't handle this. Micah, I love you.
Damn, yeah, she is short with him. But yeah, oh my God. Look, Kevin Durant, didn't he just get traded? Didn't Kevin Durant just get traded? And he's in Texas now, right? Did he get traded to the Rockets? Where Eastside Harold at when you need him, you know? Yeah, the Rockets making moves, man. Come on with it, you know? Yes, indeed. All right, so that was the news, like the hot spice news of Kevin Durant talking about that Parsons will be a Commander. And the Commanders not even Commanders because they can't even agree to who they are as far as their team, you know, name and all of these sorts of things. I think that Jerry Jones need to go ahead and pay Parsons right now and get this done because definitively you can tell that if Parsons was paid, he would say, hey, I'm basically a Cowboys for life. But he can't even stand on that business because he's not paid as a Cowboy. And that is a problem, Cowboy Nation. Durant slice silence. Yeah. Appreciate you, man. All right, so the topic of the nature and the conversation is what you guys can see because I don't want to steal all of your time here. Bully Booker. Booker been out here. He had a training camp for the youth. And they did a race, and I know it's been viral. I know you guys may have seen it either on my channel or other content creators' channel, or you may have seen it originally, organically on Tyler's channel or on his Twitter page or X app page. And the thing is, what I do like about it is it's a win at all cost situation. It's a win at all cost situation. And there he is right here. Now, the comment section is crazy. And the reason why I'm saying that this is a bully move is because that's what you're supposed to do. When somebody's smaller than you bully them a little bit. I'm just playing, just joking. But I do like the mindset, the mentality to win at all costs. I'm not finna substitute my time for nothing. And if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right? And that's something that Bill Belichick adopted. That's something that literally Tom Brady, the inflated balls, ain't nobody going back saying, hey, put some asterisks by them Super Bowls. No, they cash in just like anything else. And believe it or not, you know, it's networking. It's communicating. Communication is the best thing possible, ladies and gentlemen, in anything and everything that you do. There was a Super Bowl won by the Cowboys just by cheating a little bit. And that's where Bill Belichick got it from. Because Jimmy Johnson and his keen insight information for the nation, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around this beautiful globe that's listening. Jimmy Johnson was preparing for the Super Bowl, and they had a clip of a commercial or something like that, and they was just showing some B-roll of the Bills practice, and he noticed something, right? He noticed that there was a certain cadence or a certain something. Y'all can educate me, fill me in on it. And Jimmy Johnson was like, they tend to do this at that particular moment, or they tend to do it this way in this particular moment. Now, granted, I want to tell you guys, a noble man, maybe an honest man, maybe a person who don't desire to win it, probably would just turn the other cheek or just turn and look the other way and say, I don't want details of how this team is practicing and give me a tip. But no, a person that wants to win at all costs will figure out a way to just live on the edge. And most of the people that's watching right now, we are all not saints, ladies and gentlemen. We are not, right? There's a liar in everybody that's right now that's watching. Law, do you have any truth to this? Yeah. There's one thing that a lot of people lie on, right? And it is under the federal system or the governmental system, and his name is Uncle Sam. There's a liar in all of you guys that's watching, because there's a little lie that you guys may tell when it's time to prepare your taxes. Let me know if I'm lying, right? So everybody cheats the system here and there. That's why it is the system. It's just, now if you go overboard, then there's consequences and repercussion, right? But at the end of the day, that's life. And what you're trying to do is get ahead of all of these things as it relates to that. Ain't this right, Sadiq? Ain't this right, Herman? Ain't this right, Special K? And Josh, appreciate you. Thank you so much. So you got to figure out ways to give yourself a competitive edge. Now, but as long as it's within the parameters, like there's banned substances for the NFL that you can't take. Then there are substances that you can take, right? And you may want to toe the line. Now, you don't want to be like Orlando Scandrick taking a Molly when he was dating that girl. I forgot her name. I forgot her name. She's the tip of my tongue. She dating a guy now. She's like 40 and he's like 20. I forgot her name. But y'all get what I'm saying. These are things that we need to see in the National Football League for our Cowboys. I think that we've been buttoned up too much, especially with Jason Garrett. And I think that even with Mike McCarthy to a degree, the finite problem with Mike McCarthy was this one little issue. The need to be right. The need to say, hey, I'm going to forever do things my way. Drea, yeah, thank you so much, JV. Drea Michelle is the girl that Orlando Scandrick was dating, and she gave him a few mollies or what have you so he can get his rocks off so they can do something on their vacation. He came back, and he had to be suspended for 2 or 3 games. And every year during the Jason Garrett's administration, there was a starter player, whether it's offensive, defense. Who remember that time frame? That every year before the start of the season, we had some type of suspension. Some type of suspension. I can't make this stuff up. But now that we have Schotty here, I'm knocking on some wood, we're going to talk about the culture that he's been doing and over here, and I appreciate y'all so much. If put a 2 in the chat if the audio is straight and no one have to refresh their computer screen here. Yes, indeed. So let me know, Cowboy Nation, because somebody said that the audio. Shout out to you, Louis Takes. What's good, chat? Appreciate you, Louis Takes. Thank you for all that you do as well for the community and beyond. He states that Jalen Carter is going to bully that kid. This is from Martin Perez. I don't know. So the audio is straight. 2s for everybody. Shout out to you. AJ Davis, appreciate you, man. Marvin Taylor, appreciate you. So everybody is good. Okay, great. So what I'm getting at is that if you look at the guard aspect, now granted, football games are won and lost down in the trenches, right? It's forcing my will upon your will. And I want to impact a game by first and foremost making you tired. First and foremost, making you tap out. You know, there was a song back in the day that says, make it tap out. Tap out. I want to make you tap out, not in a pause way, you know what I'm saying? But we want to rip your soul from you. Is it Sang Song from the Mortal Kombat series? That's what we want to do. We don't want to have you over here expressing the fact that you're tired, right? And it was a good saying from Jimmy Johnson on tired, like when players get tired and stuff. Let me see if I can find that clip. Boy, we're going to build this plane as we fly. Let me see. Jimmy Johnson. And I'm going to put Tank Lawrence because I think that's what we were talking about. Let me see. Make us cowards of us all. Okay, let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I can. I probably won't be able to find it because I'm looking for it. All right, so Jimmy Johnson made a statement, and let me see. I'm gonna put D-Law in there. Maybe they'll find it right there because D-Law said he was tired one year after we played a game. Yeah.
You know, I think there's a misconception about football. People think that football is for tough guys.
Yeah, y'all can hear that? The audio may be a little muggy, right? The audio may be a little muggy since 86. Yeah. The audio may be a little muggy, but let me know if you guys can absolutely hear this.
Guys. Well, football rewards the guys that are in great condition. That's when you have fun. When you're kicking somebody's ass and they're sucking for wind. There was a great coach one time says, fatigue makes cowards of us all.
Fatigue makes cowards of them all. And I think that was Vince Lombardi, right? If I'm saying that right, right? I think Vince Lombardi is the original quoter of that particular situation. And if you are not in great shape, and if you can't do X, Y, and Z things, then you are going to lose. And that's just the realities of it. We got a super chat. Appreciate you, Stephen Carroll. Appreciate you.
Stephen Carroll, $49.99. Law, keep doing what you do for the nation. For Oxnard Funds.
Man, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support, man, for the big 49.
Take some money out.
99.
All of it.
You know.
Come on.
I really appreciate
my
that.
time now. Come on.
Yes, indeed.
Come on.
Come on. Yeah, I'm already mapping out the parameters of how long I'm going to be out there in California. It's going to be anywhere between 10 to 11 days, right? That's away from family, that's away from friends, and we are already putting the parameters out. So, yeah, every dollar that you guys can squeeze out and give to the nation, trust and believe you guys going to see it back in fullness because there's no days off when I'm there, right? There's no days off, so you guys going to see the intro of me walking to the practice, and then we're going to give you guys the real, the raw, the uncut, and wherever the media is at. What I like to do out there in Oxnard, and let me keep it right there. What I like to see in Oxnard is that when everybody is focusing in on that, right, over there, I like to tilt my camera and pan it over, and I like to see Siobhan Revo working the chords, right? I like to see what Trayvon Diggs is doing. I like to give back a report to tell you guys, hey, Javonte Williams, he got a little spring to him. And what my guy John Machado is saying is accurate, right? And what Clarence is saying about Joe Milton is accurate to a degree, but he's giving you fluff on that degree, you know? So that's what I like to do. Think about this. And shout out to one of the greatest actors of all time, Denzel Washington. That's who I am. When I get out there to Oxnard, I'm the equalizer. Yeah, I'm equalizer law. Equalizer law, because there's going to be some fluff stuff from the 3-letter to 4-letter network. They roll out the red carpet for them. Last year when we was there, they roll out the red carpet for Pivot Podcast. I'm sitting there like, that's bull sugar, He got his personalized brand out there, but wait till I get to that level, But they rolled out the Pivot Podcast, Ryan Clark, and all of them boys, right? And I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. They're not operating under the capacity of the ESPN or the Fox. They operate out of the capacity of Pivot Podcast. They can't do Law Nation like that? Yeah. So one of these days, ladies and gentlemen, I want to get so big, and it's going to be from you guys to help me get there, that the Joneses, Charlotte, and Steven, and all of them boys that's operating this thing, that's been giving me the yellow flag, the red flag, they have no choice but to roll out the red carpet for me, because one of these days, it just got to be under you guys. You guys going to have to make it happen for me. Like, to me personally, this is not competition, but I think that I provide more for the Cowboys community than Country Wayne. But they roll out the red carpet for Country Wayne. Help is on the way. Help is on the way, and I get that. I get it. He's a comedian. He made it to the big screen and all of this stuff. But I'm just as valuable for the Cowboys community as Country Wayne. That's a whole nother thing. Or Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx ain't got nothing on Law Nation, especially as it relates to breaking down football. So one of these days, they're going to roll it out, and I'm going to be like, yeah. I'm going to be walking up to the but neither here nor there. Back to the conversation at hand. I appreciate you. If I have like 5 more Stephen Carrolls, boy, I'll conquer the whole world over here, man. Appreciate you, Stephen Carroll. Thank you so much for your support. Yes, indeed. All right, so with that being said, let's listen to more of the great Jimmy Johnson.
What if I walked up to you and said, you're a coward? You're a coward. You wouldn't like it, would you? But that's the reality of it. When you're tired, you make mistakes, you don't do what's right, and your will to win all of a sudden starts to waver just a little bit. You get tired, and all of a sudden you don't have that same fight. Fatigue makes cowards of us all. All of us, me included.
Yeah. He says me included. So whenever, whenever you are speaking to a crowd of people in Toastmasters, or if you did speech, you took speech in class or in grade school or in college or what have you, you're really only talking to 3 people: the person in front of you, the person to your right or left, right? But you got to level with them, right? And this guy, Jimmy Johnson, I think he was a psychology major, a psychologist or what have you, and a coach, he said, hey, I was one too, right? So nobody's perfect, and that's what makes Jimmy Johnson such a marvelous head coach. He would give you some spices, but then he'll put some sugar in it as well, right? But it's not all spice, but it's not all sugar, but it's the right, perfect blend.
I guarantee you, when I was on that damn TV show and I hadn't had any sleep and I hadn't had any food and bugs are biting on my ass, I wasn't a big tough guy. I'm saying, what the hell am I doing here? Fatigue makes cowards of us all. If you're in great shape, if you can run like a deer, at the end of the ball game, you're going to be smiling and having fun. And let me tell you something, guys. This is going to be the greatest time in your life.
Listen to this part. He's gonna break down a certain piece of it, and it's going to sound great of what we're going to do to the Eagles, because I'm seeing a few Eagle fans in here. And where Eric, where you at? Hey, you better not be missing some days. Eric, where you at? Yeah.
I used to sit in this same ass room. I look at the schedule, and I said, God, boy, I can't wait till Oklahoma comes in here.
So let's transfer this over. He said he would sit in that room and look at that schedule. I said, I can't wait till Oklahoma get in here, right? So say for me, when we look at that schedule and we're saying that, hey, they trying to lift banners up week 1. Yeah. They trying to solidify X, Y, and Z things with that crazy green and little white or what have you. Every coach on this staff and players should be saying, I can't wait to week 1 to put that L on them Eagles. Yeah. Can't wait to put my foot not straight, but sideways up they ASSs, SSSs, I can't wait to do X, Y, and Z things as it relates to all of this, Cowboy Nation. That's what they should be saying. They shouldn't be walking into this thing timid. Yeah. Even if you guys catch a cloud and it's time for you all to see the grand creator. Not saying that I want any of you guys to catch that cloud soon. But it states, and that's right, Herman, enter the throne boldly with grace and mercy. Walk in that thing like you own the place. Because every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess regardless of the situation. But I want you guys to have the confidence to walk in when it's time for you to see the Creator. Because I know I am. I'm going to walk in that thing boldly with grace and mercy. Say, come on, Dad. What's going on, Father? What? You said you preparing mini matches for in my house. I got mini matches, or in my room I have many rooms and many mansions and all of this stuff. I'm walking in. Where my room at? I'm walking in that thing boldly, bow-legged almost. I ain't bow-legged. I'm walking that thing bow-legged. They play that song right here. Yeah, play that song. I'll be the man when I walk through. Come on, whatever that rich homie Quan. Yeah, may he rest in peace. But that's how we should be. Every day we walking into a situation, not timid, not quiet, not worried about X, Y, and Z. Come on with it. Stephen Carroll boldly.
Stephen Carroll, $19.99. Law, why does it seem that a lot of people poll are not giving Schotty his credit? He has paid his dues. But the praises Kellen Moore with the same record as a Forest Tome head coach.
Okay, let me decipher this a little bit. Let me decipher this a little bit. He states that why does it seems that a lot of people are not giving Schotty his credit. And this is because the only thing is because under Kellen Moore, we got another super chat. We're going to let that super chat speak, and then we're going to go back to both of them. Come on with
Albert P. Sykes, $20. Oxnard on business. Appreciate your diligence on actual factuals on dem boys.
Yeah, come on with it, man. Come on with it. Shoot, we're going to give y'all actual facts and snacks on the way.
Take the money out, all of it.
Yeah.
Come on.
I know.
You're wasting my time now. Come on.
I know.
Come on.
You guys, when I'm live, I be reading the comments. I go back and rewatch. I rewatch a lot of the videos, and I'm always analyzing. And y'all be eating them. Y'all be fighting. And the craziest thing of it all, most Cowboy fans fight amongst Cowboy fans, right? And it's of course, Dak is this, Dak is that, and of course it's Micah Parsons this and Micah Parsons that. Trayvon Diggs this and Trayvon Diggs that. So to see y'all fighting with facts and then eating the snacks, facts and snacks, the opinions are fluffers. They are empty calories, as Sharpe would say, right? The opinions or the bull sugar stuff, right? The stuff that holds no weight, no nutrients. But when y'all listen to Law, you can take those information that I give, because these are not based off of opinions. It's based off of facts. So you can take those information, go to the barbershop, whoop tail, Go to the car dealership, whoop tail, and go to the highways, the byways, the low dials, the high mountains, and all of this stuff. And hit them with the facts and the snacks. Some of y'all are eating so much of these facts and snacks, y'all are obese with it. And I love it. And y'all turn it into muscles, man. But those malnourished opinions and those sheep and all of those people who try to speak with the Crayola levels of conversation, coloring all outside the lines, every time they look like a fool when you are giving the facts over the opinions and then you're eating your snacks with it. But Stephen Carroll, the only reason why Kellen Moore gives or gotten a little grace is because Kellen Moore in 2021 was on his staff when the Cowboys led all of the NFL with the number one offense, right? And in 2022, of course, he and Mike McCarthy butt heads, and they were not on the same page with the stop routes. And we learned that Mike McCarthy, he do like stop routes last season. But neither here nor there. I think that the light been shining on Kellen Moore a little bit better because of that fact. And then he's coming off of a situation that the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Schotty don't have that on his resume, unfortunately. Schotty don't have that on his resume. Unless we get it done this year. And then they'll trump everything. They would trump everything. Shout out to you, Albert, again, man, for, hey, I'm going to put them facts out there. Appreciate you. So that is what I'm looking at. And this is what we got to say when it's time for us to fight.
I can't wait till Florida comes in here. I want to kick their ass. And that's what you should feel. This is why you came to Miami. That's why you wanted to be a Hurricane. But you can only do it if you're in great shape. And if you're not sucking for wind at the end of the game.
I kid you guys not. If somebody can find me a video of Mike McCarthy leading his troops with a motivational tone speech just like that. That let me see, Albert gave me $20. I will try to cash app you half of that $20 that Albert sent in, right? If we can find a clip of Mike McCarthy saying, we're going to whoop some ass. Excuse my French. You know, my bad, I forgot it's Sunday. Yeah. You know, I mean, we gonna do some of this. We're going to do some of that, you know. I wish we could find, because there's something about even if you are the underdog or you the big dog, it's something about walking in boldly. Even if you're getting your doors blown off, man. Even if, look, y'all know Shaq is about 4,000 or 5,000 times bigger than me, right? But it's something about, you know, me boldly walking up to Shaq and say, hey, man, you going to throw them hands? Look, we going to throw these things, man. Now, I might be whooping Shaq down until y'all hear this. When y'all hear that, it's just like, man, Law winning, though. At least y'all can say, man, Law got him. He got him a few licks off until Shaq grabbed him, you know. But Law got a few licks off, right? But everybody in this chat, ladies and gentlemen, is a whole lot bigger than a yellow jack. But let that yellow jack get pissed off for a hornet. Man, that yellow jack, as small as it is, boy, you get to run it, you be like, oh, yeah. You know, there's something about when you see something like a yellow jack or hornet or wasp to a degree, you ain't walking around talking about, look, let me just play around with it. No, you know that there's consequences and repercussions. as small and as tiny as it is. You know you ain't gonna mess around with that yellow jack. Yeah, y'all gonna get the rolling up out of here, you know? Yeah, and some ladies that's in here, you know, the ladies that's watching, sure, a little old frog can be in the car just hopping around, and it'll have you driving all off the road. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Yeah, little lizard, man, pull around and be on your lap, and you look down, you ready to run through everything, right? Yeah. So what I'm getting at is that when we went into the postseason, man, we went in as gentle. We wasn't like, you know, any of those things. We went into that thing like butterflies, right? Ah, little cute, cuddly butterfly. You know what I'm saying? Not even a monarch. You know, we just. Oh, look at the cute and cuddly butterfly. For the last 5 years. The only team that we came ready to fight because they embarrassed us. Was that Tampa Bay team. We came in ready to fight them boys, you know. We came in ready to fight them. Even that game was kind of suspect because the kicker couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat. He was missing everything. Yeah. Tamika said, hell yeah, a spider. It don't matter how small that spider is, ain't it, Tamika? You know, it could be a little bit of spider like this. Ha-hoo! Girl, you running up out of there, you know. Yeah, so that's just about it, man. So what I'm getting at, and I'm not saying that you got to be like Jimmy Johnson in order to be successful. What was that coach that coached for the Colts? The brother looked like Barack a little bit. What's his name? Is it Tony Dungy? The bald-headed version of Barack, I guess. Tony Dungy. He didn't raise his voice, but he would at least give you that mean stare, and you'd be like, damn, there go coach. He gave me that mean stare. I know I'm going to be on the bench. Somebody looked at Coach Dungy one time and said, damn, I know I'm about to be traded. If you're going to be a docile coach, right, far as your vernacular, at least rule with the iron fist or swing some whips around that mug, you know, and if you mess up, you know, you get out of here, yeah. Get out of here, all that nonsense. Drop that ball again. You know, Dak, throw another interception. Get out of here, you know. That was Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy would give you that death stare, and you know, like, damn, he's a no, he ain't playing around with this. So that's what I'm getting at, right? So Judah Redemption, appreciate you hiring Clayton Adams and Connor Riley. Fixes about 40% of the offense even before the player signing. I was excited about coaching moves Schotty has made. Yeah, and that's why I give kudos and credence to Schotty. Delegations is the best important thing. Management 101, you can't graduate from business college without understanding management 101. Getting work done through others that's qualified. That is the hardest thing that you can ever look into when you get a position. Politics is in everything, right? And I'm not finna bring up Iran and all of this stuff. Oops, I just did. But politics is literally in everything that we do. Either you want to look good for your family members and say, hey, I did the noble thing. I hired Twin Empire to be my ad man. Or I look at Johnny Duncan and I know that Johnny Duncan is more qualified than my own brother. And I'm sitting here like, bro, I love you, but I want to win. So I'm hiring Johnny Duncan, or I'm hiring Chris Johnson, or who else? Judah Redemption. I'm hiring my guy, Judah's Redemption. I'm hiring him because I'm trying to win. I'm not trying to hire Mike Nolan. I'm not trying to hire Aline Cozine, Scott Tolzien. I'm not trying to hire a Jeff Blasco. I'm not trying to hire a Scott McCurley. Either I'm going to try to make my family look good, or damn it, I'm trying to make the team look good by winning. I want the best of the best out there. This is a marathon, not a race. But Mike McCarthy then hired all his buddies. Hey, just like anything, I got to have people I trust. But you got to have the gonads enough to walk in that thing boldly and say, I'm the HNIC, and I put you in a position to win. You're going to have to abide by me, and you're going to have to learn, and I'm going to have to learn, and we both going to have to trust each other because I want to win. Don't y'all know that when you look at the Chiefs, Spagnuolo probably wanted to be a head coach. But let's set all of this stuff to the side. We got a generational talent as it relates to Pat Mahomes. We need defense. Hey, I do the offense. Hey, we have to do the correct things. And even though they lost in the Super Bowl, they're going to be right back at it this year. Watch. No big I's, no little U's. We want the best out there. We don't want people learning on the job. I ain't trying to get style points. I'm trying to win. And the Cowboys fell into that trap. And the reason why I like Schotty, and just like my guy said, we 40% better. 40% is a lot. Before the players got here, is that I'm not trying to win the beauty pageant. No, I'm trying to win games. Pick up the phone, find me a guy that can fit my system. What's your system? Running the damn ball. Okay, who's the best running coordinator out here? Oh, Clayton Adams. Hey, man, y'all saw what he was able to do with chicken feed over there? Imagine what he can do in Dallas land. Let's bring him in. Bring him up. Let's call him up. But you know, your cousin Pookie and Ray Ray, you know, they can do the job. You can trust them. They don't know. They don't have no results. Everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. Give me Clayton Adams. Is there any way Mike McCarthy was like, hey, Mike McCarthy was probably like, hey, is there any way you could do me a solid on my way out, Schotty? He said, what? What's the solid? Well, can you keep Mike Solari? He's an older man. He got one more year. He get a full pension and all of this stuff, and he can retire and sail off into the sunset. Can you hire him for 1 year? Nah, buddy. I like Mike Solari. May God continue to bless him. But I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win. Well, how are you trying to win? Well, I need an offensive line to learn stuff. And the only way I can learn stuff, if I, dare I say, go get the best, one of the best, now he ain't the best, but one of the best offensive line college coaches that's in his conference, finished out at least 5 or top 10 in his conference. And that's Connor Riley. He could have pulled some favors and got somebody that was on the staff that when he was on the staff. No, I want to get the best. And that's what Schotty did. Solari, here's your AARP card. Yeah, this your card? Okay. Come to my office. This you. This your final check, bro. Sayonara. May God bless you. You can come in here and there, man, and watch. You know, you can watch some stuff. But we are not finna have you coaching this team anymore. So that's what we did, on the staff. And then on the defensive side, everybody knows a position, from the D-line coach, Aaron Whitecotton, I meant to say, from the damn linebackers coach. This is not somebody that they done pull out and say, hey, Seabass, man, what you doing? Hey, we saw you run over there the other day. You look like you still in shape. You want to coach linebackers? No. They went and got people that's qualified for the position. Now, do that mean that they will win? No. But that would be degrees better than what they are or were before we get into these situations. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around this beautiful globe, you got to do what you got to do in order to be successful. You do. So at the end of the day, that's what we're seeing out of Schotty. And it is transferable to this particular degree. Pay attention. I want to win at all costs. And I wish that, hold on, let me see if I can go to this interview right quick. Hold on, let me see what
I love our balance. It's a great question, John. I love our balance. I think you look at what we did from a free agency standpoint, bringing in Miles and Javonte and Rob Jones on offense. We weren't done with that. Move in the first round and take Tyler Booker, who we're really excited about. I need to find out if the Turtles are here. I don't know if the Turtles are here. I need to ask him that. But getting GP was big for us. But, again, it speaks to competition. We're trying to create competition.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
To competition. We're trying to create competition at every level for us, but again, it speaks to competition. We're trying to create competition every.
He's saying we trying to create competition. What did this fella just did? Come on, play that thing. Move him out the way. Get him out the way. You don't have to do the kid like this. Bullshit. I want to win. Get your little butt out the way. Get your little butt out the way. There's storylines that even the late great Kobe Bean Bryant, and may his daughter rest in peace, he would not allow her to win a freaking basketball game. You kidding me? You don't have to be that nasty and dirty to your own daughter. Bullshit. No, I don't want to give you nothing. Create competition. It's contagious. It follows you. Competition breeds competition. It's a must. It's not like we're going to go in here and we're going to go into practice and say, hey, Jalen Tolbert, this is your third or fourth year. Yeah. He done pushed that kid into a frog stand, don't he? Peter rolled the kid. Look at him looking up. He gonna remember this for the rest of his life, this little kid right here. What? Get your little butt out the way. Get some Wheaties, oodles and noodles or something, So when we start talking about competition, when we start talking about those particular parameters of things, we got to say to our beautiful selves, how can we raise the competition up even higher? I'm not trying to pat you on your back. I don't want you to pat me on my back. I want to destroy you. I want that spot. I'm not finna get that spot just because it's my third season or just because I'm in a contract year, just because I got paid. Oh, I got to fight. I got to come in to work. I got to fight for this spot. That's what competition is.
Every level. What makes Dak Prescott better? Joe Milton. What makes CeeDee Lamb better? George Pickens. What makes Jaden Blue better? Having Javonte Williams. And so I think as you look at what we're doing, Jerry and Steven and Will have done an incredible job of creating that competition across the board at multiple spots. And that's what you're going to see today. You'll see guys that are taking first-team reps. Are they the starters? No. They're just taking first-team reps today. Do we change it up? Of course we do, because we're all about creating competition. And so I think, I see a unit that's got a ton of playmakers and pieces, but we're going to go based on how our offensive line goes. And they're going to play really, really physical. They're going to be tone setters, if you will, and that's very exciting.
And the truth shall set you free. Come on with it. Hey, Law. Hey, man, that don't show no physicality. That kid don't have no chest hair, no facial hair. I mean, he don't even have a back yet. He still got a gristle. You know, my mom used to say, baby, you ain't old enough to get a back yet. You just got a little old gristle. Get out there in that sun and go ahead and get that yard cut. You know, Mom, my back hurt. Boy, you better get out there. Better get out there. Shout out to moms and them. But that is what competition is. Not this fake stuff. Not this, oh, we're going to do it only on Competition Fridays. No. We're going to do this competition every day of your natural life here. And I'm not finna also, I'm not clapping cheeks, y'all. I'm clapping my hand. Because this makes me very excited here. If I sip upon my coffee. I'm not here to pacify you. I'm not here to say, Judah, this week, you the captain. Tony, this week, you the captain. Seabass, now it's your turn to be the captain. Herman, Jesse, Junior, it's time for you to be the captain. Who else in the chat? Sadiq, it's time for you to be the captain. Stephen Carroll, it's time for you to be the captain. T.A. and Tamika, it's time for you all to be the captain. That is some sucrose bull sugar, no leadership giving, because you can't have too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Well, I think that's how that saying goes. Or too many chefs and not enough cooks. Or everybody can't be the damn leader. You got to set the tone. This is my leader. When they say, take me to the leader, we can't rotate them C's. And that's what Mike McCarthy was trying to do. He was trying to make 1 week, Dak, you the captain. Next week, Mozzie, you the captain. The third week, I know all of this rotations, Edgar, you the captain. You know, King G, you the captain. No. You compete for that spot. And that was a finite reason. And I love the fact that is now being revealed to us. Now, I have to eat a lot of words if Schotty goes into this week 1 talking about we're going to rotate some captains around here. No. Ain't it right, Gina? When y'all go to work for the people, there's a level of order of operations, right? Like, for example, when I was in management for one of the highest facilities in the state of Mississippi, when I was in management, I can't have someone who's not on the supervisory level to come to report to me about a certain situation, because there's an order of operations that must be in place. You got to report to your supervisor first. And then from your supervisor, the supervisor reports to me. Or the HR person reports to me based off or predicated upon what the supervisor seeks to try to correct. You can't go and just all of a sudden just talk to me like that. I got important stuff to do. So when you start to think about the Cowboys in the last 3 or 4 years, everybody the damn supervisor. Excuse my French. If I'm cursing too much, y'all let me know, because I'm crunk right now. Let me know. I'm a little passionate today for some strange reason, But what I'm getting at is that you got to report to somebody. And these things that's being a supervisor shouldn't be given to anyone and everyone. The supervisor stripes should be earned during this off season. Who bust their chops off the most, who was the first one there, the last one to leave type of thing. And I'm only using this as a ranking situation. the Cowboys, as we start to talk about these things, these small little problems, these small little holes can still sink the ship. Oh, man, it's just a little hole. Just a little hole. Oh, that's just another little hole. And then before you know it's a bigger hole. Oops, we in the postseason. That thing is now sinking. But if you manage that before you get to the postseason, everybody knows when I F up, that's the captain. When I missed my assignment, if I supposed to shoot through A gap, if I supposed to contain on the C, if I have foresight, and if I screw up, I can't be looking at everybody. My captain need to point that out and say, get your over there, and do the job that coach bestowed upon us. Because ultimately what you want, ladies and gentlemen, you want to have the mindset of your coach while you're out there on the field. Y'all give it what I'm going. The Cowboys adopted. I'm going all the way back to the 90s, before the beard. I still had a little peach fuzz. The Cowboys adopted the mindset of Jimmy Johnson when they was out there on the field. You become the leader that's in control. But if you never have that leader, you never become that. Yeah. You have too many voices in your head, right? So a leadership or a captain position is always something that's earned. Now, there are some people, unfortunately, they got PhDs, got their master's degree, got their higher education degrees, BS, BA, whatever it may be. And they fool around and got a nice job, beautiful job. The only problem is for mom and pops. There's people watching this stream right now. Got to go into that mom and pop's business. No matter how much accolades, their GPA and all of this stuff, where they graduated in the class, top of the class, they have to dim their lights. They have to lower their vibrations. They have to go into that job, that 9 to 5, and punch that clock every single day, knowingly that they would never get that captain role, that leadership role, that supervisor role, because little Johnny is the daddy's nephew that's in that role, and you can't trump him. There's people right now watching is in that circumstances. Then went back to school, got more and more student loans, right? Thinking that all they have to do is get that master's degree and they would get recognized by said company. And then all of a sudden, little Timmy, who just graduated from high school, is your boss, the one you train out of all of the positions. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all know 75% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. Somebody hitting somebody right now like, damn, I got to go to work tomorrow. And I know for sure I got all the accolades. I know I'm the smartest person in the building. I know, But, man, they going to give little Timmy that job over me. And I trained little Timmy. Yeah. And that's how it was. Last season, the season before that, the season before that. Yeah. Y'all done fool around, got all of these degrees and student loans. And little Timmy, just because he's kidding to the family members or he's part of the family tree that y'all don't know about, that he do know, that he still got a leg up over you. And that is not how you operate within the confines of playing football. Law, do you have any truth to that? Yeah. Anthony Brown, for many of years. Who remember? Anthony Brown get burnt like toast. We drafted a guy, Cheeto Awuzie, and we was like, hey, when Cheeto gonna get out there? Nah, man, we just gonna start the guy that's been here the longest. Sam Williams, same way. 2 different administrations. Hey, we got Dorrance Armstrong. We got to put the guy that we drafted, who's been here the longest. No, put the guy that's out there that you drafted in the second round. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Come on with it, Frucher, where you at?
It's an evil world we live in.
Yeah, learn the trade, kid. Now, learn the trade, yeah. But even if you know the trade and you working for the mom and pops as the subcontractor, somebody else is going to get on that vendors list and they be making a lot more money. But it's always good to work for yourself. Yeah. But I get what you're saying. But I do love the temperaments of this Cowboy Nation. I do love the fact that we are establishing competition, and you can see it on even when you're not in the confines of football. And it is contagious, even if it's playing ping pong, if it's shooting basketballs in the trash can, socks in the trash can, or paper towels, or, hey, whoever get to the car first, you can ride shotgun. All of those things, man, it's really good. It's really good for this organization and team. Right, and let me see what else we got here. We talked about that one. We talked about that one. No, we ain't going on that conversation yet. Yeah.
Looking for a change. From a head coach perspective, that's going to key in on the offense. Generally speaking, how do you look to move forward as far as modernizing the offense? You talk about solving for the quarterback. What does that look like under a Schottenheimer era?
Yeah, again, I go back to my days with Pete. I think if you go back and you look at some of the things we did in Seattle, obviously the starting point for me would be things that our players do well. You're always going to start with that. If your system's not flexible enough to do what your players do well, then you're probably in the wrong business. But I'm a big believer in cut splits. I'm a big believer in shifts and motions to distort things.
Life like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Come on with it, baby. Yeah. I believe in splits, cut shifts, motion, redirect, counters. I'm not finna give you the same flavor of ice cream and say, hey, like it. It's ice cream. You asked for it, you got it. No, it's about 30 some other flavors out there, man. Let me get the praline and creams in them. Hey, this Sunday, I want some strawberry. I don't like cherry, but at least give me that. I'm tired of this damn vanilla. If you're going to give me some vanilla, give me some sprinkles, man. Where the walnuts at? At least walnuts good for you. Ain't just right, Montana 808, and I know he's somewhere in here, right? It's brain food, right? They just don't put no flaxseed on mine this time, right? Yeah. And look, let me get some sherbet, man, this week, man. Yeah, my favorite ice cream, I couldn't really eat ice cream like that. My body rejects it. But give me the sherbet and stuff, man. The Flintstone, man, you push them up out of there. That Flintstone sherbet is still the best, right? But y'all shouldn't eat that much sugar. But what I'm getting at is that the Cowboys been ingrained for just having vanilla for so long that's the only things that we've been eating is vanilla, and just put a little cherry on the top here and there. But listen to what he said. Listen properly.
Look at some of the things we did in Seattle. Obviously, the starting point for me would be things that our players do well. You're always going to start with that. If your system's not flexible enough to do what your players do well, then you're probably in the wrong business. But I'm a big believer in cut splits. I'm a big believer in shifts and motions to distort things. We're going to do a great job of marrying our runs and our passes and make those look the same. I'm proud to say that 2 different times in my career as a coordinator, we led the league in rushing.
You hear that? Did you hear it? 2 different times we led the league in rushing. Yeah, and sometimes, look, I kid you not, sometimes it's good to have the plain vanilla. Vanilla ice cream is good. Give me some chocolate here and there. Give me some chocolate. Yeah. And give me the Great Divide here and there, Mix mines in, but don't give me no pistachio ice cream and try to force me to say that that's good, Somebody can say, nah, Lord, that pistachio ice cream is buzzing.
And they go hand in hand. The running game and the action passing game go hand in hand. But I would say there's a tempo element that we're excited to mix in, that our players have all shown an affinity for. And let me expand on that a little bit.
Expand on it, because we got to sometimes. This interview was done January the 27th. Now we can see the fullness of this interview of how things are looking now. You know, almond fudge. Okay, yeah, Jamaco. Okay. Oh, yeah. Most Gina, most ladies love that chocolate though. Yeah, y'all be in love with that chocolate. Anything mocha and chocolate and fudge. Women love chocolate, y'all. Yeah, and then put some nuts on top of it. Walnuts, peanuts, pecans. Y'all love the chocolate. You know, y'all women, boy. Hey, boy, somebody from right now said, let me go swerve her into Baskin Robbins, or Brahms. Y'all got a Brahms where y'all at? Where y'all located at? Let me know. Come on with it.
Why do players like tempo? Well, they like tempo because it allows them to play free. You guys have heard some of the play calls. Dak could rattle off 4 or 5 of them right now. They're pretty long. So when you go fast and you're playing on the ball, these guys, it's a little bit more like pickup basketball, and those would probably be the biggest things that I would say from an offensive standpoint.
Right. See, we finna be a whole different machine, y'all. Yeah. Brownie, batter, fudge. Boy, we talk about ice cream. Waffle cones? Y'all want waffle cones? Give me the waffles, man. Peanut butter caramel. Boy, shoot. Boy, oh my God. If I fool around and get an ice cream sponsor, boy, we gonna all be having some fun over here, boy. I'm like, look, man, I just talked about ice cream and now we got a big sponsor with it. These things that he's saying is modernizing the Cowboys. Not saying that Kellen Moore didn't do it. Not saying that Mike McCarthy didn't do it. Not saying that Jason Garrett, Scott Linehan didn't do it. But the tangible evidence was stating, as we can see, that teams for many of years knew what we were trying to do. We only ran the ball to fill or to solidify a quota. We didn't run with a purpose. We didn't do any GT counters, right? We didn't do any zone stretch, zone reads, and none of that stuff. So we literally shot ourselves in multiple foots. Now, Daniel M., he said, y'all can't be falling for this. I get it. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not here to express the notion that Schotty is going to be the end-all, be-all, that he's going to be able to turn water into wine and these sorts of things. Now, he should be able to tell us where the liquor store is at, though, and because he said, I'm going to take a Schotty, right? So that's being transparent to that degree. At least we know that he's not a robot or just like anything guy, right? At least you can kick it to him, say, hey, Schotty, I got to talk to you about a situation. Can you go get that Schotty drink and let's sit down and talk about how I can be implemented in this offense a little bit better? Some people get in their feelings when you just trying to ask them a question. And that is what I took away from Mike McCarthy. He fought so much to prove that he's validated. And he tried to prove instead of improving. Validation is only good for parking. And with the mindset and the notions and all of these things of Mike McCarthy, he will walk around and says, I know how to win. I've won before. Dog, that was in 2010. How many years ago that was in 2010? That's archaic. Right? In 2010. That was the last time you won. And you barely got in then. You wet the bed. Ever since then. I think that they had a 15-1 or something like that team. And still wet the bed. They could beat the Cowboys, though. They beat us. But they mess up situation. On my Twitter page, the year Dez catch, no catch. I wish I could show y'all the video, but y'all know I can't. Dez caught the ball, of course, Mike McCarthy, still in the Cowboys' way. Challenged the pass, challenged the catch or what have you, and they ruled in his favor, right? They said it was no catch. They whooped us, and they spoiled it because the next 1 week later, here are the Packers versus the Seattle Sea Chickens. Mike McCarthy up by 16 points, 16-0. 2nd and 10. Why are you throwing the effing ball? Run that. Run the ball. You on your side of the field. Run the ball. Not saying that you got to be conservative, Mike, but they threw the ball and it was picked off. Momentum shift. I'm going to spoil it for those who didn't watch that game. The Green Bay Packers end up losing that damn game. They could have, I said, if they're going to play like that, they could have allowed us to just go ahead and won, against Green Bay. And let us see what Tony Romo and them would have did against the Seattle Seahawks. But what I'm getting at is that Mike McCarthy was so stuck in his ways of loving to throw the ball, run the ball, give us balance. Don't try to win a certain way to prove a point that I can call plays, that I can be the master chef of all of these type of things. You up by 2 scores, 2 difficult scores too, by the way, when it's 16-0. This is not 14-0, so this is 16. Run the ball. Play the field. Lord, do you have any other truths to that? Because that was a guy that we know for sure that had a better quarterback than Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, who can do no harm, right? Got the golden arm of the NFL, can make every throw off platform, on platform, can read defenses, can write, can do all of this stuff right? And he threw a pick in the postseason. Nobody talk about the failures of Aaron Rodgers since 2010, but that's a whole nother conversation there. But what I'm getting at is sometimes Mike McCarthy, he either needed a sneaker, a sandwich, his blood sugar level, glucose, I don't know. But he gets into this psyche that I got to throw the ball. Law, do you have any truth to that? Yeah. I think that sometimes that the football gods intervene. Not the capitalized G-O-D, but the lowercase G-O-D football gods. That if you don't do the things that you're supposed to do within the confines of true football, then they intervene. I'm old enough to remember it was the year 2022. The Dallas Cowboys versus the 49ers. It is literally Tony Pollard ran and got 8 yards. It's 2nd and 2. He breaks his foot in half or what have you. Your right tackle is out. It's 2nd and 2. All you need is 2 yards. You pull your quarterback up to the LOS. They motion, they go empty. All you need is 2 yards. They go empty. If you understand football, and if you know football just like anybody else who played the sport, San Francisco is a zone-based team. They don't blitz a lot. They try to rush the only 4 that they have, and they like to sit in the zone. So you tipped and showed your play, your hat, when you go empty on 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. Now, I blame the head coach, the play caller, Dak. I blame them all. It's 2nd and 2. Your guy just snapped his leg in half. Everybody jittery. You inside your own 20. Football 1-on-1. Either you call a timeout. I know they had an injury timeout, but you got to you have to be a coach. I just want to tell you got to be a coach to look everybody in their eyes and say, we can't F this up. Snap back into it. Get to the LOS. Lean forward, get the first down. You got a fresh set of downs. Lower your anxieties. We leaving with something tonight. Damn it, I want us to leave with 7. I will settle for 3, but we leaving with something. But let me tell y'all, I hate to spoil it to y'all, right? You know, these SOBs on 2nd and 2 called a 4 curl route on 2nd and 2. Fred Warner's eyes were like this because he's literally sitting on the route. And he said, Dak is gonna, if he gonna throw this ball right here to me, I think Seabass, is that 22 Savage, TV, Greg Turner, Ryan Mitchell, Nate Davies. I see you next month, Nate. Verdi, Lost in Translation. Any of you guys could have picked that ball off. 2nd and 2. I wish I could show the play, but the NFL don't allow me. Y'all just got to take my word for it. Dak threw the interception, by the way, for those. Spoiler alert. And it was a stop route, meaning that the player ran to a spot 5 yards, stopped his feet to come back to the ball, all right? Like, I'm jumping on it. If anything, I'm shooting through the body if I can't get to that ball because I'm going to lean on the fact that the football gods knew that if this guy going to stop his feet on a 5-yard stop route, that I can say, I can say, hey, I'm fighting, I'm playing for the ball. At least it was picked off, ladies and gentlemen. I can't make this stuff up. And I'm sitting here like, even if you want to do something like that, you don't have the receiver to stop his feet, come back to the ball. Have that joker on a slant, hit him in the motion, hit him as he run. But you already tip your hat or showed your hands. Have you ever played cards with somebody who normally don't play cards, baby? You know what I'm saying? And they got their hand, you like, oh yeah, they got the ace of spade. Oh man, they got some good cards. You seeing all the cards they got, right? You can see their hands. Have you ever played dominoes with people that put the dominoes on the table? Man, I'm slapping. That's why you slam the bones. You slam the bones down, the dominoes fall. If you can't hold on to your bones, that's your problem. Because I'm slamming mines every time I get down. Oh, I see the 5-3 now. Oh, I see who got the 6-4 because you don't know how to hold your mother hand. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we winning. We taking all your money. We ain't finna give the money back. And we are not even finna pacify you if we playing spots and dots. If you can't count your money, that ain't your money. That's how we play over here in the SIP. Well, I'm in Texas now. I don't know I don't really play too much domino with people in Texas. Y'all let me know. We don't even count 5s. No 5s. You know, no nickels around here. 10 and up. Give me 5. Where? You know, some people count all money. But you got to pay attention to your hand. Man, sometimes it feels as if they just had me up in the locker room or they just had me on the sideline, I would at least said, hey, it's 2nd and 2. What the hell are y'all doing? Get up out of there. Nope. Veto. Kill. At least, Dak, I'm going to give you autonomy. You should have autonomy. At that time, you was 7 years or 8 years in the league. He should have said, hey, you know what, coach? Time out, man. We can't go empty right here. They know we finna pass the ball. All we need is 2 yards. I can't be that cocky to say I'm going to do a 4 curl route on a zone-based defense and throw the ball right to the offense. No. Yeah. Yes, indeed. 2 yards now. We got Clayton Adams, Connor Riley, 2nd and 2. I would know everything about this team if we line up 2nd and 2. And if we fool around, baby, and we go empty inside our own 20, 2nd and 2, and these boys get cute and throw the ball, I'll say, you know what? We ain't winning no Super Bowl. I will say that. I'll put the right hand to the man. I'll say that with strong passions, and I normally don't talk that way. I said, man, this team ain't Super Bowl ready. But if we get 2nd and 2 inside our own 20, and we run that thing, or we do a jet motion, or we do a counter, or we do the things that we supposed to do, give the illusion that, hey, I'm going to show you this, but it's really right here. Bow, you know what I'm saying? Then I'll say this team is going in the right direction. The craziest thing of it all is that you don't even need to have the best talent always in order for those things to work, far as an illusion. Yeah. Andre Martinez says Dak made Coach Kellen Moore taste like sour cream. Hurts made Coach Moore taste like cookie dough. And I get your notion. But let's be real. Let's be real, Andre Martinez. Let's not act as if, though, if I had you coaching the Eagles, and you got A.J. Brown, Smitty, and Saquon Barkley, and you got a quarterback that can run the ball, and he can throw when it's one-on-ones or what have you. He can't really tight window throw and feed it inside, and I'm not beating up Jalen Hurts. That's just the skill set that he got, right? And you mean to tell me you won't be able to win with that? Dog, this is a whole different situation that we're having. When Kellen Moore coached that game, I want you to go look up the average rushing yards per run was 2.5. Oh, no. I take that back. I'm giving too many yards. I think Zeke in that game versus the 49ers was averaging 2.1 yards. Now that it hit me, shit, all we needed was 2 yards. That 2.1 would have gave us the first down, but they went empty. And then they realized, let's put Zeke at center. Yeah. But it's crazy. But with all jokes to the side, look, I normally don't like to give Eagles flowers on that, but you guys had a real dominant team on every level last year. So this is what I would do. If Kellen Moore can take the New Orleans Saints, to have the number one offense, I would give you
Eric, old head young
Saquon Barkley jersey.
$9.99. Would you be willing to trade Overshown to the Eagles Eagle while he's currently on the injured list?
Man, I appreciate your support. But that super chat don't even make sense, bro. That don't even make sense, man. You know, that super chat don't even make sense, man. Would you be willing to trade Overshown to the Eagles while he's currently on the injured list? Hey, Riggs, I'll take the money now. I'll take the money, though, man.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
But I appreciate you, man. I know you want to interact with me, Eric, man, but I thank you for your support. I appreciate you for your support. You know, heck no. Zeke at center was the worst play of all time. Thank you, Kellen Moore. Yeah, can't trade injured players anyhow. You know, JV boy. Appreciate you, bro. But shout out to the Eagles, man. Like I said, if Kellen Moore this year, because I don't know what they're going to do next year, but this year, if Kellen Moore can have the number one offense, I would give – I'll go find me a Saquon Barkley jersey and I'll give it to an Eagle fan. I'll give it to an Eagle fan. I will find a Saquon Barkley jersey. I ain't going to say it's going to be the Stitch kind like I normally do for my community. It'd probably be the Walmart brand or the one that you take a few washes, you know what I'm saying, and the letters come off. I'll get a Temu Saquon Barkley and send it to somebody, right? But at the end of the day, what we want to get at is the fact that this team, this particular team, is changing in a good way. And I do like to point out that my guy is fighting to get back. Speaking of not Saquon, but my guy Overshawn. And if you look at, some of his movement here is a whole lot better than what it looked like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Some people are arguing that he could be ready week 1, but I'm going to be real with you guys. He won't get ready until it start getting cold in Dallas, right? And that's a long time from here. Look how tender he is landing on that foot. So it's good to see him moving around. It's good to see him testing the waters. It's good to see that this kid, he got the ability. What we can't do, and this is not me negative talking, right? Watch how you hit your boy Hurts. It is good for him to slowly get back into the things, right? The race, write this down. The race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the mighty. It's to he that endures, right? So you don't want to rush Overshawn out there so that you can look good on paper. No, take your time and see what Shamar can do, James Shamar. Let's see what Sanborn can do. Let's see what Kenneth Murray can do. These veteran guys that you done picked up during the offseason. Mears Live-Out and picked up about 10 to maybe 15 pounds of muscle or what have you. Let's see what these guys can do. Let's see if Buddy Johnson can make this team or something like that, or you pick up the phone and make a trade for another veteran guy. But let's not rush. Let's not rush Overshawn. Not right now. But it's good to see him moving around, Cowboy Nation. And I'm just as optimistic as you guys, right? But I'm not blind optimistically speaking that I want this kid to be there week 1. Because I'm telling you right now, if I'm a guard, a tackle, or I'm a wide receiver, or if I'm a running back, I'm tearing them knees up, bro. If they get me swinging coming around, I'm diving right at the knees. That's just how it is. It's football. That's how it goes. Unfortunately. It's football. It's physical. Right. We ain't finna make football soft.
City Kid Charles $5. Law that character just want to say some stupid crap. For attention. Thank you for your money to help our Cowboy Nation. We will take your money.
Yeah. We definitely take it,
Take the money out! All of it!
Yeah.
Come on!
Sure.
Wasting my time now. Come on! Come on!
I look, help grow the nation, So when I make it big, y'all still do the same thing now. Don't y'all give up. Yeah. Y'all can literally be like, yeah, man, we help Law Nation outgrow this thing, man. What I want to do here is I got a one-stop shop for all of you guys. It's a new website. It's pretty much the any video that I have will all be at one location now, and you can go horizontal for all of my horizontal videos, and it gets all of the updates, man. It goes all of my catalogs and everything. It's a clean look as well as the website. And then you can go to all of my vertical videos. You can go there as well. I really want you guys to support the nation. So if you can, click this link right here and support the nation by subscribing to that platform. I would say it's been up and running for about 3 months now. I want to give myself a pat on the back because by it's been up and operating is that we did 15.7 million total views on the new website. And what I'm trying to get at is that you always want to be versatile. You always want to make sure you're on all platforms, but there's nothing like having your own. And that's my own website. So go there, support the nation, subscribe, hit it up, shoot me feedback. And that's where you can go to one-stop shop to watch all of the content that we curate here. It will be on that particular website, Law Nation Video Nest. So not a bird nest, though, but it's a nest of the Cowboys, by the way. And you got all of your source of sports therapy and inspiration. You got all of my handles here. So if you go there, join the community, subscribe there. Let me know. Put like a 4 in the chat when you subscribe to this thing right here. and it got all of my stuff, all of my information. People ask, hey, where your office at? 500 Eldorado Parkway is in Frisco. So if you want to send me stuff, send it to this address. We will get it. My team of people will make sure. If you want me to test out whatever you got from a business aspect, you can do it that way. And I think that the website is dope. Not to outspeak my wisdom teeth, but they are also in business of making me the app. So I get it, you know. We got Facebook, we got Instagram, we also have TikTok, we have Twitter. But now you got Law. So you go to the Law app, and then you just be able to watch it from there. So ain't that awesome? We doing things over here. So in the event, all of my archives or all of my hard work and duty, if YouTube just go, stay no snap away, we would still have that there. Ain't that something? So put a round of applause to being able to think outside of the box, because you just never know, man. Shoot, they'll bomb this and bomb that, and you just.
What's your point?
Jerry,
what's your point?
Hold on, Jerry.
Okay,
hold on.
So what?
No. Yeah. So if they try to take Facebook down, I still have that. If they try to take Instagram, we still have. If they try to take YouTube, I still have it. And that's still me operating and living through my mom's vision of saying one way or another. Yeah. So I love it. I appreciate y'all so much. So that's a quick segue on that. But what I want to get at is talking about the cultural aspect of it. I did say this on Twitter that Trayshawn Holden, he done got baptized. And my whole notion of this is when he got baptized, we're not finna see the 3-ladder, the 4-ladder, the quicker ladder, shout out to Mississippi, all of the ladder networks talk about this. But if he done robbed a liquor store, or he had a DWI, a DUI, or UCNI on the street and he hit it, everybody, mama, uncle, cousin would be talking about this. Now, granted, I'm not a very religious person, guys. I'm letting y'all know I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person, meaning that I go with the spiritual aspect of the connotations of things, right? I would no longer, what he said, I would no longer dwell in a house built by man, but I would dwell in the hearts and minds of my people, right? That's how I'm living that particular creed right now. But I'm going to tell you, it's good to know that this brother, Trayshawn Holden, is baptized in the name of the Holy Ghost and the Spirit and Jesus and all of this good stuff, you know, so that he can at least abide by the principles and the rudiments of things, right? He ain't a YN over here. He ain't a guy that's going to hold you up and say, hey, give me what you got, you know? So, and I'm not saying that just because he did that he can't do those things, by the way. But what I'm getting at, Cowboy Nation, that it is good to see Cowboy players like him, because people was saying that he's a head case and is this and that. So at least he's trying to walk the right and proper way. That's all I'm getting at. And that's enough of me saying all of that, you know? Yeah, yes, indeed. But shout out to you, Earl Ford. Appreciate you, Jerry Jones. He needs to be a YN on the field, though. Well, Jerry, he might be one. You just got to pay these YNs. Or these LNs and all of the N's over here. The naysayers, we ain't talking about the other word, Cowboy Nation. Yeah, Jesus is Lord. Shout out to you, Stephen. But y'all give it what I'm going, right? And look, a third of my channel is more so about entertainment, right? So if we offended anyone, man, look, man, y'all just got to stop being in your skin like that. But I also want to pull up, because I had somebody that gave me a whole letter of the reason why I shouldn't say YN. You know what I'm saying? Like my granddad, may he rest in peace, he'll cuss you out and he'll call you the N-word all day. That's the only language he knew, right? And every blade of hair that he had on his head was gray, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, my guy Cowboys Fan Talk, y'all call him as Mr. Rome. Shout out to him. Shout out to all of the Qs. He says, why don't you believe in Dak Prescott. Now, I'm not saying that it's rage bait, but it is a situation and scenario that he just want to ask this question. And he got a lot, and I mean just that, a lot of participation. 195,000 going on 200,000. That's damn near a quarter of a million viewerships on this. And a lot of people put their thoughts out there, giving their opinions and everything. So I'm going to ask you guys. Yeah, Seabass said, same law. My granddaddy wasn't playing like that. Yeah, my granddaddy said the N-word like he brushed his teeth with it. Who remember Paul Mooney? You know, Paul Mooney, that's my granddad like that. I'm not saying that Paul Mooney is my granddad, but that's how my granddaddy act. Shoot. Some of y'all too young to know who Paul Mooney is, though, you know, or Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory, man, he... Yeah, y'all know Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory, boy, these legends before all of this stuff. I was watching the BET Awards, right, with Kevin Hart. And it was so hard to laugh at anything that he was saying because the dude literally is not funny. I'm not beating up Kevin Hart. He just ain't funny. He just ain't funny. Kevin Hart is not funny, but he's rich. And that's by being rich, you'll laugh at a rich man joke, right? Dave Chappelle equals Paul Mooney. That's what Jerry Jones said. The poor man's Paul Mooney, right? You know, Dave Chappelle, he ain't on the Paul Mooney level. But Dave Chappelle make a lot of money, though. But neither here nor there, Cowboy Nation. As we get things moving and grooving, as we talk about things that may make you uncomfortable at times here on the Nation, I want to pull up. Where am I? Yeah, where am I? Ooh. Let me pull this up right here. Yeah. He said, if you had him, what would you name him? They said, if you had him, what would you name him? Y'all already know. Him right there, that's George. Yeah. It's George, but what if y'all call this dog right here? And while y'all thinking of that, if it don't smell right and it just not smelling right at all, right, you got to figure out ways to get in control of those things. And we got some solutions for it. First and foremost, for my guy Montana 808, I know he's going to say, hey, if you eat right, you don't have to worry about it. But a lot of people got a lot of toxins in their body and a whole bunch of other stuff that they secreting out and a whole bunch of other stuff that their skin just smelly, right? Maybe they do something that we don't supposed to be doing with their foods, right? But if it's somehow a way in a situation, in a scenario, that if it's not smelling right, you first got to take a soap, wash it off, and then get in control of it and stay in control for at least 72 hours with this. Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go and let's stay in control of your odor. I love it.
This is where we hold them. Let's go.
Let's go, Cowboy Nation. So stay in control. Be sure to check out the information in the description box. Get in control of your odor, y'all. You know, and especially for 72 hours, Mando, the invisible cream, It comes out that you can see it, but when you rub it on, it disappears, and it works for 72 hours. I was watching some high vibrational content the other day, and we have lost a lot of our ways, right? We used to eat certain foods to get us energy, right? But we also had to eat other foods to survive. But a lot of those tricks of the trades dissipated, and they become more and more faint. There were some people, and I know some people based upon their belief they don't eat ham. I'll read some research on it, and they used to put honey on the ham so they can cure the ham, so they can give it a sweet flavoring, cherry. But at the top of it, they put cloves on it. A lot of people didn't know that the reason why the people that put cloves on the ham is to drive their worm up out of there. The worm cannot exist with the cloves. So, but over a period of time, people lost the reason why they put those cloves on the ham to drive out the worm or what have you. And now they say, hey, cloves kind of taste terrible. They just put the glazed ham without the cloves, or without the acid of the pineapple, or without the cherry. And the worm still be in there, but you can't see it with the naked eye. You had to go under a microscope. So what I'm getting at is that sometimes people lose a certain thing as life goes on. How about that? And we were talking about rudiments and stuff like that. Football always been, you win down in the trenches, you must control the clock, and you got to run the ball. And with all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have trench warfare, if you don't have the size, and speaking of size, people now have to curb their conversation just to solidify a certain thing because you don't have the size. And yeah, real spill law. Appreciate you, Brian. Thank you. And it's better to not eat it at all. But if you got to eat it, hey, it got proteins and stuff like that to help survive and give your body some energy that you would need. Now, some people, they no matter how big or how small they are, they want the world to shape and bend to their will, right? And this young lady right here, or, old lady, however y'all want to call her, she wants the world to bend and fit to her narrative, right? But let's say you in a car and she's this size and she fool around and hit a hump and she can't hit brake quick enough, and this big girl, she runs into you. Let me tell you what you need to do.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
That's 214-817, and all of the beautiful threes you can dial. And when dialing that number, be sure to reach out to our partners. If you're in the fender bender, you've been T-boned, right? Call them before you even call 911 at times, right? Because they would take great care of you, not advantages of you. They located here in the heart of Dallas. And if you can't get to that phone, but you got Wi-Fi and you got the internet all around you, just visit frankelfirm.com and everything else will work its way out. Now, if you about the size of that lady, right, and you feel offended, just charge it to my beard, not my heart, man. Long as you love them all, baby. I'm just making a segue joke. Just a joke, right? The Inside Caramel. Call my phone, hit my line. Come on, I got Jimmy. You're live from the 781. Talk to me, guy. What's good with you? Jimmy the Greek.
What's
Jimmy
up, my
Carter.
brother?
Oh, I said Jimmy Smith. What's going on?
What's up, my brother?
No much, brother, man. How you living, man?
Happy Sunday, Law.
Happy Sunday to you as well, bro.
My brother. Listen, I just want to touch base on a couple of things. I've been seen a lot of haters on, around lately saying that the Cowboys coaching staff is the worst in the league. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Right. I heard of it. Yep. I heard
Yeah,
of it.
and they were rated in this and that, and how one other podcast was saying the Cowboys were actually worse than last year, and I don't know, that doesn't make sense when your starting quarterback was out half the year and now he's going to be starting. So I feel like there's a lot of hate against our team, and I'm really looking forward for this season to come, because I think we're going to we're going to surprise a lot of people, man. And I like to really just stick it to people, man, because the haters are everywhere, and that's what fuels us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as long as we stay healthy, and things come together well, but I'm anticipating a really good year, and I'm just ready for training camp. I mean, it's a slow time of year right now.
Right.
Not much to talk about, but you're doing a great job. You're bringing up the content, and there's no one better than Law. I always say that,
Oh,
my brother.
man, I appreciate that.
No one
man.
better than my boy Law, man. No one, and I mean that. So you keep doing what you're doing, and that's it, and we'll talk soon.
No doubt, man. Jimmy the Greek, man. You're right. I love, if you had a choice, like, ladies and gentlemen, the choice of talking about somebody getting baptized or somebody doing a drinking and drive, give me those options. Like, give me the baptism. You give me the baptism, let him believe in that. Let him get dipped in some water, man. Let him do that, opposed to us covering news about Kelvin Joseph, right? And covering news about somebody throwing a body on a bed of guns, or somebody pulling down shirts and stuff like that to see tatas. I love this part of the situation, that we're talking about somebody getting baptized, right? So it's like, we got, 4 more weeks now. So every week we're going to be popping champagne bottles like, yes, we're getting closer to training camp. So we need to have we need everybody to be healthy, to not get arrested. You know what I'm saying? We need a spot where we can kick it, a spot where we belong. Is it tired of getting chased by the police and arrested? We need us a Cowboys mansion over here. And I'm liking to hear these type of storylines, Cowboy Nation. And let's go to the 803. I got Coach Marv from the 803. You're live on the Nation. You talk to us, Coach. What you got on your heart?
What's going on, Law? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. I can't complain.
Man, hey, man, listen, man. Something you brought up an interesting point when your last point we was talking about with football. And, it's one of the things I've been preaching, on my little show and doing my videos. It's been going pretty well. But when the more things change, the more things stay the same. The more things people say things have changed, but the more things are the same.
Okay.
There is nothing new under the sun. Things we could talk about all the stuff they put up, but the basic principles have stayed.
Yeah.
And in this culture build, as I always say I've been preaching this, my 5 building blocks for a culture, you got to have 5 building blocks to a culture. That's before you even start anything, those 5 building blocks, and that's physicality.
Okay.
You got to be a physical football team, because that's the essence of football. You got to have discipline. And I don't mean the discipline, but when it comes to football, of doing the right things, being dependable, being the person that is accountable, you got to have discipline. And you got to have, Coach, number 3, mental toughness.
Mental
Michael
toughness.
Irvin, that's number 3. Michael Irvin talked about that. The thing he talked about when he came back from the practice was talking about how it's going to be tough to be able to sustain with depression. And we have to have mental toughness. Those 3 things we didn't have in the last 5 years.
Right.
And then the 4th one, Schottenheimer has already talked about it, and that's coaching / leadership. You got to have that building block of coaching and leadership. And you know something? He talked about that they're teaching their players how to practice, how to prepare. How many times we heard last year or previous year about we didn't practice well? He emphasized that we have to have the leadership to show them how to practice. And then he went to the leaders on the team and asked them to step up another level. And then the fifth thing is talent. And you got to be able to get your talent to go to the next level, and you got to be able to develop your players. They talked about that. These are the building blocks that he's putting in for the foundation of a new culture.
Yeah.
And you seeing them come true. And those are my 5 books. And as I put those building blocks out a month ago when I did my first show.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's dope. And those five building blocks right there. And so many people think that like discipline is when you see the flag. No, it's other things like you're supposed to hold, contain. If you have run support, if you got foresight, you got to play that.
And then, some does law. People think discipline is quiet boys.
Right.
One thing I can say about Jimmy Johnson, Tom Landry, and as well as the 2 winningest coaches here, that they've been in this, which I always say you have to be a unique, rare breed.
Right.
They didn't care about you doing your other things, but when you cross those lines in practice of football, all that other stuff you did outside, but as football players, they were the most disciplined players in the NFL. Now, they may have been fools outside the doors, but when it got to be football, because those coaches, man, the 2 things that you need as a coach, and it's not love and like and love.
Right.
They had trust and respect from their coach to their coach. And if you got trust and respect, people, it'll carry you way farther than love and like.
Ooh.
Law, I like what you're doing, man. Keep on pushing out there, man. Keep on showing us how to do it the right way. And hey, man, I'm proud of you, brother. And I already subscribe.
Hey, Coach, let people know where they can find and follow your content too.
Hey, man, I'm on my YouTube channel is Coach Marv Real Talk. Man, I got a list of 22 videos out there right now, man, of live videos out there. Come out there, man. You're going to learn some things about football. We got some acronyms. We got things that we learned about football, man. And then you can follow me on the X at Coach Marv 1914. I'm on Fanbase at Coach Marv. I'm on Instagram as Coach Marv.
I love it. Everywhere. Be multiple. Come on with it.
And I got a Facebook page. Send me to Coach Marv. It's Coach Marv is my Facebook page, man. Please come out, man. We're going to send me these messages, man. We're trying to get to 400 subscribers in the next week, man. But hey, man, we're pushing, man, and I am enjoying it because it's a time to be able to get stuff out. And Law, we in this period of time, this is a dead period. But guess what, Law? Those who sweat more now.
In peace. Yeah.
In peace.
Yeah.
Will bleed less in war. And I hate to say it in these times. I'm not trying to be funny with these times, but we talk about it in the football analogy. But those who sweat more and put the effort in now are going to be prepared when training camp comes to get ready for the regular season.
Man, put y'all hands together for Coach Marv, man. I promise y'all, he forgot more football than I know. I promise y'all. He coached the game. I never been a coach, right? I'm coaching y'all on some things, but he absolutely coached the youth. And like I said, 22 card catalogs of videos, those 22 information that you guys can take home and apply it. And especially when he got those 5 pillars and stuff like that, and then he got an acronym for STAR and all of this stuff. These are the rudiments that can take you far in life. I would never forget, like, you can try to, like nowadays you can probably get away with it with AI, Chat GPT and all of these things, you know. But if you fool around and skip out arithmetic, mathematics, like the elementary level, and when it gets harder down the stretch, And if you didn't master subtractions and multiplications, and if you didn't master those things, and when it's time for you to do the Pythagorean theorem or Pareto efficiency levels, when it's time for you to do that, you lost. When it's time for you to do chemistry, and when it's time for you to take stats, or when it's time for you to do not just beginners algebra, college algebra, and all of this stuff, tricks. Oh my God. If you fool around and lollygag, pussyfoot, that's what old folks say, and didn't do the rudiments, you done, you cooked. If you don't know how to do fractions, there's people right now don't know what 3/4 is. Can't even put it down in the chat. A third, they can't even put it down. Fractions, oh my God. And they grown, they got gray hair. Because they didn't learn it in the rudiments of it, right? And that's what Coach Marv, he's going to give you the base all the way to the rooftop and beyond, right? And you can't grow without a foundation. So that's what Coach Marv brings to the table. He's been a follower of the channel for a long time. We have our disagreements. We have our agreements. We have our, hey, come to Jesus moments. And then we get right back to the middle, which is football. And that's why I love Coach Marv, man. All right, so J Buzz said 3-4, let's go, man. All right, I got from the 206 back-to-back Marvs. This is MJ Marv, though. MJ, you're live on the Nation, man. Talk to me.
What up, Law? How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing well. I can't complain, Chief.
Man, I love what Coach Marv just said.
Right.
He just dotted the I's. He just did it. He just did the whole game plan for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
What I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You build a foundation, and if you got that foundation right, it won't fall. It says that in the Bible.
Right.
If the foundation is right, you done, man. And that's why we've been falling. We can have a good team, and we can have, like I noticed, and you notice it, Law, when we go 12-5, 13-3, it's something always go wrong.
If you don't have your foundation going, yeah.
And we have the best record, and then we'll lose in the playoffs. Everybody mad.
But Marv, MJ, I'm gonna call you Marv, but you Marv too.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the story of the 3 little pigs?
Yeah.
Now there were 3 houses. Do you know all of the houses were built, but when it was time to withstand the heavy wind from the wolf, they didn't have the foundation. So the Cowboys, oh man, we 12-5. What you built the house out of, Yeah. Is the foundation great? Did you build downward before you build upward? Who's the anchor of this team on offense? Who's the anchor down on this team on defense? Who can give you one play when your other guy can't make the play? Right. So that's just for what it is.
You just said it.
Mm-hmm. But that straw house, them straw houses look good though. Oh my goodness, that straw house, beautiful, man. Ooh, look at the chandeliers on that thing, man. Oh man, look at the side door and everything. It's made out of straws, man. Come on with it.
It's like a woman, a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
But she's a cheater. She's a cooker. She can't cook. She's doing something. Unbeliever, she's evil. Looking beautiful, and then when it's time to come, your heart is broken. Her foundation wasn't even right either.
Yeah.
That's why I always tell my lady friends, I say, the key to a good relationship, and I ain't talking about the pastors, them the scribes and Pharisees in the churches, because they don't teach you right.
Okay.
Because they still be cheap. They could be a preacher, he got 1,800 girlfriends. He trying to go with the whole pulpit. Or you know what I'm saying? The foundation, when I told the women or my lady friends, I always tell them, I say the main thing, if your woman don't love the Most High and Jesus, how can he love you?
Okay, all right.
Bam.
Okay, bam. Okay.
She said, ooh, the women like, ooh, I never thought of that. I said, yeah. He could dress it up, just like you just said, Law. He could dress it up, make it look good.
Yeah, right.
But they cheaters. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same way with this football game. If that, and I'm going to tell y'all something. Everybody was crying when we hired Schotty. And I told And when you asked me, I told him that's the guy I want. I didn't want nobody else. And you asked me, you said, why you ain't? I said, because he's going to be at the foundation. He already seen it. He saw about his dad. He watched all the coaches. He already told you he's going to take a little from Law. He's going to take a little from Coach Marv. He's going to take, you see what I'm saying? He's building that foundation. He's going to steal sometime. Hey, I saw that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you win in crunch time. And then he put the two captains by each other. Micah Parsons and Dak. Because he know Dak. We can hate on Dak, but I know one thing. That man is passionate. If y'all think that young man don't want to win, he want to win. And he don't really complain about other people. He think he could beat you. It's like me and you go play some 6'5" guys, Law, and me and you step out there, and we come out there common. We gonna win, Law.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But we get with somebody, once you don't have that believe, and I gotta tell you something, Law.
Talk to me, man.
Your boy put me on blast.
Who that?
Law. I know you saw it. Boss Cowboy.
Man, I ain't had time, but what'd he say?
Boss Cowboy, him and Henny
Moore
did a special on MJ, y'all. Go watch it. I hope Boss Cowboy listening. Boss, I saw you. You put me on blast. And he's talking about me and you about, because I be hyping. To me, if they drafted, because it don't matter where you get drafted. It matter when you go play.
Yeah, dude. It matter when you go play. Yeah, I agree with that.
Me and you was there, Law. We saw the practice. And now I found out why my boy got released, because he was bitching.
Okay. Yeah, man. But man, I appreciate you for calling in, bro. It's always a pleasure, man. But in closing, yeah.
But only I got to say, to Boss Cowboy, Boss, I'm going to tell you, I love you. While I said what I was saying on your show, I believe. It's like believing in the Most High God. If you don't believe, you ain't going to make it. So when y'all see me coming on trying to get hope to certain players, then yeah, I think they could play, or they would never play college football. I seen the tape too, and you gotta stop acting like we dumb on here. I played football, I ran track, I was good, I bragged too. You can go get me tape, and all my family members and friends, and I was in University of Washington, so I told a white guy this: you think I'm stupid the way I talk, but I'm smarter than you, and I made more money than your punk ass.
Yeah, so, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling in, MJ.
You know what I'm saying, Law?
Yeah, but in closing.
But in closing, hey, man, I'm a believer to all the fans. If you come play, I'm going to cheer for you until you can't play no more. I give hope to everybody. So I'm a Cowboy for life, and I think we can win this year, and I'm going to believe that.
No doubt,
Even we go 0-17, Lord, I'm still going to go for my Cowboy. So that shows you I'm a Cowboy for life. How about them Cowboys? And like my dog say from New York, go get the, what do you call about the juice? What's that juice? 100 gram and my other boy, Tupac.
Yeah, that part.
What the Tupac always say when you go for brand new?
Yeah.
The slushies.
Man, but ain't no killer but don't push me, I guess. Man, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah. How about them Cowboy Law Nation Love You show? And I can't wait to get my show because I'm a come and destroy. And I got to go check out Coach Marv's show. Coach Marv just killed it. Hey, I ain't got nothing to say. He gave you the five keys. How about them Cowboys? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey man, we love a nation, boy. Yeah. Well, we love man, MJ, boy. Yeah. I was reading one time. Lamech, I think he had like 2 wives. Abraham, he had about 3 of them. Jacob had 4 wives, right? Rachel and Leah and a whole bunch of them, you know. Gideon had 70 sons. That boy had a lot of wives too, man. Yep. I think in the Bible somewhere somebody had like 700 wives. I think it was Solomon. Solomon had 700 wives, boy. That's too many wives right there, though. God, dog, I can only imagine. Hey, who gonna cook tonight? Hey, 700 wives and 300 concubines. That's shoot. That's crazy right there. You know, you only got one tool, you know. And then David had about 9 or 8 of them. Yeah, 8 or 9 wives. So, man, you know, I don't know, man. It's boy, jeez, boy. I don't know, man. But man, y'all get y'all one woman and be satisfied, though. You know, the bloodline, those bloodlines definitely cross at the right D shift. Yeah, it's a lot, you know. But 700, man. At one point, man, that's a lot, man. It's 700 and then 300, man. Can you combine them together? Like what? Shoot, it's only 30 days in a month, dog. Yeah, dog, boy. Shoot, it's 365 days in a year. So shoot, you got rollover wives and that boy got rollover like Rick got rollover minutes. He got rollover wives, man. Shoot, and Gideon, shoot, he's 70 kids, man. That's a lot of kids, man. Boy. STD. You know, they didn't have Mando. They didn't have Mando then. Hey, boy, that boy's, hey, smell like fish. About control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor. And hey, man, there's a lot of body odor right there. They wearing all of them damn clothes and showers and they didn't have 700 showers, man. God, no. Can you imagine missing Valentine's Day? Oh, them 700 wives and 300 man, shoot, Solomon, you might have been wise, but it wasn't a wise choice right there, man. No way. He the reason why we had to go get antibiotics, right? God, no. God, you tolerated that? Yeah. Hey, God, after that, he changed the rule. You know what I'm saying? I'm today, tomorrow. He said, I'm the same today, tomorrow, and forever. But he said, man, look, I'm going to just make an asterisk by this one. I'm going to just change up the rules. Now, get you one of them. And then, Solomon had too many wives, man. He made God get gray hair. Can you imagine? Can you imagine getting into an argument with one of them, shoot, with 2, 3 of them, boy, and they fighting each other, 700 wives? That's a lot. After Solomon, God was like, no more. You got me with gray beards over here. So if y'all ever wondered why and how God got gray hair, it's because of Solomon and David. Them two right there, David and Solomon. There's the reason why. And they got all them clothes on. They don't dress like they dress now, shoot. They had clothes from the damn tip to the head all the way to the garment of the shoes, man. God, dog. Yes, indeed. So, Jerry Jones says Solomon and him got too much in common. Man, come on with it, man. Hey, man, Aztec says, let the man be happy. What's wrong with multiple? Ain't nothing wrong with multiple, but 700, that's a lot, man. Like, didn't you get tired at 8 or 9? Yeah, like, let's be real. Like 100, they're probably just being too many, but maybe 15 at least. But 700, and what the 300 had to do? Solomon right now saying, "Look, you one of my great. I'm gonna come get you, son. I'm gonna come get you. I got all of the wisdom up here. I'm finna come get you. I'm finna come find you right now, law." So if y'all don't see me tomorrow, I'm in punishment. They went and called me to the office. I got the 409, the last caller of the day, man. 409 D shift. You're live on the nation. Talk to me, man.
Hey, what's good, man?
Ain't not much, bro.
Yeah, man. Shit, man. I feel like I'm the moderator, bro, man. I was watching that Boss Cowboys show, bro, and
I got to go watch it now. I got to go watch it. So you brought it up too.
Nah, you ain't missing much, bro. Boss had to, when Boss feel like he got clear air, he gonna clear air, 'cause he just don't like people coming at him a certain way. So that's all that was. And they did a whole show revealing that there ain't never been a DT drafted in the 6th or 7th round that's ever made a difference for a team the first year.
Grady Jarrett, right? Did he make a difference?
Nah, they talk about the first year, like just coming out, like we talking about right now. Like we looking at J Toll, whatever his name is. Like he ain't, like he gonna do something remarkable. If he can come in this year and make an impact this year, he gonna do something like no other 6, 7 round pick has ever done. So
okay, so those are the stipulations, like 6 or 7 round, but not DT in general, because I feel like Kobe Turner, he had like 9 sacks from the interior for the Rams, but he was like 2nd or 3rd round, I believe. Y'all look up Kobe Turner and see what round he was drafted in.
Man.
He had a phenomenal year.
I say it wasn't no MJ and Law. It was just MJ.
Oh, okay. Oh, they wasn't talking about me. Okay. I like, well, my stance on defensive tackle is we got to give them a little grace. We got to at least let's see what Mozzie can do, right, under this coaching staff. And it normally takes 3 years. So I know we want the big defensive tackle now. Let's say we go get that defensive tackle.
And with them, also,
how you gonna rotate them in?
They cool giving Mozzie grace. I don't even think anybody like with sense is trying to just throw Mozzie out the way. Like your better mind is telling you like this probably ain't gonna. Like the only reason Mozzie is a bust, bro, is because he ain't come out and do it year one. I feel like with the draft, I feel like it's a game of probability. You know what I'm saying? And like you have people. Like if you get picked in the 1st round, you have a probability to make an impact year one. But once year one is done, that draft grade is only relevant to year one. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to win right now, so I'm trying to pick somebody in the draft who can help me win this year. Now if they mess around, help me win 2-3 years from now, and they develop, that's cool. Yeah. Like you drafting people based off of what they can do like right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I mean. In that tape, like, I mean, that's why I like the Tyler Booker thing, because I feel like he could help us right now more than a wide receiver was going to be able to help us. But I mean, it's just so. I mean, I think as far as the moves, man, as far as deep tackle, man, I don't think there's a move available. I don't think they're going. They're not going to trade for any substantial defensive tackle. The best that we can hope for is that this Eberflus defense can kind of do what the Marinelli defense did, and it just stay true to what's always been, in his defense that he's coached. Like they've been pretty good against the run.
Right.
So I don't see what could change from that. You know what I'm saying? And just with the personnel, I think that this personnel wasn't used correctly. I don't think the philosophy of the D coordinators. I mean, you're doing Zimmer trying to mix and appease by keeping some of Dan Quinn's stuff, because you were flashy with it, like you were real successful with the turnovers, and so you felt like you needed to keep this whole defense as a whole. Yeah. But it was flawed. Yeah. It was real flawed. You can see how Washington plays the run to know that Dan Quinn's defenses don't protect well against the run. Like
big facts, man. You preaching that, bro.
They get sacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get sacks, but like I can't really trust it. But like even Eberflus' track record shows like you can get. Now we might lose on is the turnovers, because I remember with those Tampa 2 type. Like
it's a bend but don't break shift. Yeah, it's a bend but don't break.
Yeah, like the Bucks did well with it, but I don't really remember our Cowboys defense is doing like making too many turnovers. Now I'll be willing to bet it's because we had guys, we ain't had no pass rushers like talking about.
Put it like this: when they gave like when Eberflus started to turn the corner a little bit with linebacker play, you can look at 2015, 16 pieces of 17 that Eberflus did have our linebackers playing pretty good. And It's just that the Cowboys themselves, Eberflus grown since then. Everywhere he's been gone for 7 years. And the 7 years that he's been gone from the Cowboys, he's ranked top 10 in rushing, stopping the run, and overall defense. I think that since he left, if I'm not mistaken, he's like number 1 or number 2. It was on the Doomsday podcast when they threw out that stat that he led the league in like INTs, like takeaways. So collectively, since he's been gone. So it's just a wait and see. It's just so hard to really judge last season when you got Parsons to get hurt for a few games. You had Sam Williams to be hurt for the season. You had a lot of injuries. And then you had new defense being implemented, different philosophies, and they try to coach up Mozzie differently. And then remember, he lost about 30 pounds. He had 2 shoulder surgeries. So he had a slow start himself. So it was crazy, man. Last year, I'll say mulligan. But this year, we could just hope that everybody stay healthy.
Yeah, no, I think, if it strikes twice again, then, that's just our luck. We draw that more luck. Then, you need fortune, too. So I'm a big believer in the whole fortune part and what we lost you lost your top 4 defensive ends, before the bye week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that. I don't know who can win that way, man.
No.
But also, man, just interesting. Have you been seeing like the McGrady, Gilbert Arenas kind of talk on like championships?
No, I haven't seen it. What did they say?
Nah, they was chopping it up with Stephen A. And, they were just getting on to him about, like, solidifying guys who are greats. And, now they're starting to put out the rhetoric of, y'all media members need to start separating team awards, like winning a championship from the greatness of guys.
Yeah.
They brought about great basketball players like Barkley. You ain't gonna say Pippen's better than Barkley. You know what I'm saying? And they're relatively kind of the same. Like they're apples to apples on the sense that they were both like strong forward, power forward kind of guys. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you ask anybody, I think anybody would say that Charles Barkley goes down as a better player in history as NBA than Scottie Pippen. And Scotty was Scotty. You know what I'm saying?
Scotty was Scotty. He's top 50 of all time, I believe, and he was dominant. So the thing is, even what Coach Marv said, you got to have talent. You got to have talent. Yeah. And people be a fool to think that the Bulls didn't have talent. They had a lot of talent on that team. It wasn't just Jordan. Yeah. And it took him 7 years before he can win one. And it takes time too to solidify that talent, man. But D-Ship, man, it's always great talking to you, bro.
Yes, sir, man. Just keep it going, man. And like I said, I stay big with the team approach, bro, because I feel like the Joneses get comfortable and they put it all on the big money guys, and I don't want the community to ever shift from, I brought the basketball thing up just to make me think that hopefully, the Joneses stop being able to use his money as a shield to basically go out and, get a great team and put a great team together. I think honestly, man, I think sickly, they kind of just want to have the highest paid player for some reason at all times. That's why they get these contracts wrong. I think in their mind, like somebody's going to either come back to the table. So they're like, you know what, if we just wait till the last hour, make them the last person sign, that might make them feel like they can't come back to the table. But in turn, man, it just breaks the trust of your core players. And, as they chop it up with each other, they're going to be like, y'all know them Joneses, man, they be on that bullshit about coming off that money. So,
big facts.
Don't give them no deals. Don't give them nothing. You see all the guys, they all buddy-buddy. And every time the deals come up, I'm sure they counseling each other how, the Joneses going to come out on sideways with that BS. So, man, we just going to keep it going, bro. How about them Cowboys? Appreciate you as always, bros, and have a great Sunday, dog.
No doubt. That's D-Ship from the 409, man, for your mind. 540 call tomorrow, man.
Goodbye.
But I thank everybody, man, that called in. My take on Scottie Pippen, Snotty Pippen, however you want to call him, he dunked from the free throw line, too. People don't even know that, right? He dunked from the free throw line as well. Michael Jordan wasn't the first one. But it just looked impressive when Jordan did it, right? And it's about the hype game. So you hype up Air Jordan. And he stood in the air a little bit longer than Pippen. Pippen was a little bit taller, and it looked long lead when he did it. But what I'm getting at is Pippen by far wasn't no chopped liver. So there was a very talented team in the 90s. And Jordan never won a championship without Pippen. So you got to have a team. And when you have a team, you can see how things can work out for its good. All I can say is the Cowboys, when you look at what D-Shift said about Jerry Jones, he already got money. So his point of view of looking at money is not our point of view looking at money. He never going to get broke. Man, the dude is like 89. How old Jerry? 84, 83, 84. And he got more days behind him than in front of him. But then again, he might outlive us all. But the thing is, getting the headlines of saying, I have the highest paid player, I think that's his goal. That's his goal, and he just couldn't figure out the way to get CeeDee Lamb that. But he gave Dak Prescott that. He gave Ezekiel Elliott that. He gave D-Law that when it was time. They just gave him a hair below Mac. So in any contract, they talk about leaves falling from trees, but I think that he gets his rocks off a little bit by saying that not only we the highest paid, like the highest revenue generator, but we paying our guys the highest. And it doesn't matter how many holes that's in this ship or how bad the kitchen is burning down. That's Jerry. He want to do it his way. And unfortunately, that's just been the layout for the last few years with the Cowboys of us watching this team going the way it's going. Now, Dak Prescott, he's going to get knives regardless. But there's 8 other quarterbacks contract. Total body is a whole lot more than Dak Prescott. But by his APY being $60 million and all of these things, people are only going to look at the APY, right? And that's crazy. It's crazy. I'm thinking like Josh Allen getting $330 million. Dak Prescott getting like 260, 270, something like. I pulled it up. I think it's $90 million between the difference of the two. So is Josh Allen that much better than Dak Prescott? Some people can argue, but he's not. All right? But it is for what it is, Cowboy Nation. I thank everybody, man, for tuning in to these long type of episodes during the off season, especially on this beautiful day on a Sunday. If we offended anyone, charge it to my beard, not my heart. You know I love y'all to the stars and back. And if you can look up how far that star is away from us, oh, my God. That's long and that's a lot of love. Yeah. Shout out to you, Edgar. Shout out to you, Morale. Ace Boogie, Gut Bomber, King G, Darren Pose. Appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for jumping in. Seabass, Special K, Aztec, Verde. Thank you, T-Jack. Everybody that's here. Sadiq. Yeah, Edgar, you got to jump in, man. I got to jump in a little bit sooner. But I appreciate you. Call back tomorrow, man. We'll try to get your call. Jerry Jones. We all in, Law. We all in. Well, fall in. Fall in. They say that prize fighter, even when he's down, he continued to swing and is right north of the border. Montana 808. Beats. Speaking of beats, boy, I got my sweet beats. Vodka, boy, I'm telling you. Yeah, made from real beets, by the way. The yellow kind. Cowboy Nation. The off season is a long road. Rugged one. Harsh. A lot of peaks, a lot of valleys. A lot of what new car a player is going to get. What new bike, what vacation time that they're going to go on. But I'm going to still try I'm going to try to go live still every day. We're going to find topics. So if you guys can send me topics, that will work. If we can do Q&As and all of that, that will work. But business at hand. I had Tyreek to hit me up on, I think it was one of the shorts. And he said, hey, Lo, can you stop hyping the Cowboys up with these failed years of highlights and blah, blah, blah? And I'm going to tell you, I got a business to run around here, right? So during the off season, I know it's troubling to already know the outcome of a game. But there's moments that you can see within the confines of those games of what we did right, what we did wrong at, and what we needed to improve at, and where we are improving at. There's a lesson in every blessing, and there's a blessing in every lesson. That book that you guys read, 66 books in that, 45 was taken out. I don't want y'all to go watch or read the book of Enoch, but there's a lot of wisdom in those books, right? And whether it's the Torah, the Quran, the Bible, King James, and if you look up too much in the King James, you start breaking it down to even much more of an insanity of who he is, right? If I can get there, you know. But what I'm going to say, shout out to you, Lisa. Thank you. Eric, Ace Boogie, appreciate you. But one thing I can tell you is that you may not know how to read the book, or you may not follow me on this and that, but you do know the gospel according to law. And that gospel is what Mama said at the end of all of my shows. I try to do it over and over again, just like Jason Garrett. How you doing, guys? Or Mike McCarthy, just like anything. But let me give you this one thing. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and all that you dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan to lose all terror of God, if you would simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither the cold or the poverty or the famish or the fame or the sickness of body or brain, ladies and gentlemen, can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty. I love hearing Coach Marv saying, I'm also on Facebook. I'm on the X app. Hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try to do the TikTok. Those are words that was told to me from my mom that I echoed out to you all. That now that when content creators are thinking about doing content, they pick up on the same thing that mom was able to tell me. And I love it, baby. That's all the time that I have for this moment. Be sure to hit that like and share this content. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's get it. Boy, I almost teared up when I said mom. It just come natural, you know. Here we go. Run it up. Come on with it. OnlyFans law is coming soon, so just do the same podcast with the shirt off. Come on with it. King G. Yeah. Yeah. And now it's time to roll those crates. Turn to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me.
I
Come
love
on.
my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies.
Come on.
Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me.
Don't zone
I'm
me.
number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGregor.
Come on.
The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy.
Yeah.
Put in my hours, send the invoice, and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ.
Come on, who else needs 6 rings? Cowboys.
I wake up,
Law.
thumb down that check.
Yeah.
No drip this. Tell him run it up.
Yeah.
No sleep, no.
Hey, Jerry Jones says, no NFL copyrights on OnlyFans. Hey, I'm only saying.
Thumb down that check. No drip this.
Tell him run it up.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I
stretch.
Tell him run it. Y'all gon' make me take that trip with
Philly.
I call up Nigel, he'll come through in a hurry.
I see you, Nigel. He'll
Those
come
London
through in
boys
the
don't
chat.
come to play, you should get worried.
One false move. Come on, Philly, get buried, baby.
Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games.
Don't play them
Made
games.
Some bad decisions that brought my
True
mama
story,
pain.
true story, true story. My guy Chisel Adondas, man, he's like a super content creator on the Steelers side. They were messing with him so much on that NFL films and stuff. True story. He went to Pornhub. Literally, he went to Pornhub. And he uploaded his videos on Pornhub. Not the porn side, but I'm talking about the football stuff. I said, man, that boy brilliant.
Let's go, man.
Let's slow it down just a little bit. I forgot. They might give me a yellow flag because I said P-Hub. I forgot to shorten it. Boy, they gonna give me a yellow flag. YouTube, don't give me the yellow flag. It's just me was just expressing. Hey. But be sure to find and check out Chisel Adondas. That boy good, man. That boy good. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Review it. Yeah. If we offended anyone today, charge it to my beard. Please do. But if you are an Eagle fan, you just offended. Don't let them hit you, baby. It's danger. Danger. Don't let the street lights hit you. Could I be your If y'all ever come to an event this year, I'm gonna play this song and we're gonna bust out of Electric Slide. And we bust out the Electric Slide, we're gonna put this on the on the end credits. I know Lisa know how to do Electric Slide with me. Come on. 4 more weeks. And another one.
Fighting you was one love. 7 wonders all in one. All in one. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be your player too? I'll follow
Wherever you go, whatever you do.
player too. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far.
Come on, choir.
So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Here are 7 great things about Law Nation Sports and why you need to hit that subscribe button ASAP. 1. Unmatched Cowboys coverage. Law Nation delivers daily, in-depth coverage of the Dallas Cowboys. From training camp insights and game breakdowns, to draft analysis and real-time news. If you bleed blue and silver, this is your headquarters. Second film study that educates nobody breaks down film like law. His all 22 reviews and play-by-play analysis don't just tell you what happened, they show why it happened. You'll leave smarter about the game every time. 3. Passionate and authentic law speaks from the heart, with raw passion and unapologetic energy. He's not reading a script, he's living the game with you, win or lose. That realness hits different. 4. Interactive live streams. From live Q&A sessions and watch parties to instant reaction videos, Law builds a community, not just a channel. Your voice matters, and he makes sure it's heard. 5. NFL-wide knowledge. Even though the Cowboys are the focus, Law Nation breaks down entire league trends, player comparisons, and playoff insights. You get educated beyond the star. 6. Exclusive access and connections. With boots on the ground in Oxnard, at events, and inside team circles, Law brings insider updates and interviews that Main Street outlets miss. Stay plugged into the pulse. 7. Elite production and consistency. Crisp audio, clean visuals, strong thumbnails, and daily uploads. Law Nation runs his channel like a business. You're not just getting content, you're getting quality. Why you need to subscribe. Because Law Nation Sports isn't just reporting, it's leading the movement. It's where football IQ meets fan energy, where real talk replaces hot takes, and where Cowboys Nation unites. If you love football, love the truth, and love the star, you're already home. Just hit subscribe.
No need to say, where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll buy no matter what, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Susceptible now, before the moment flies,
And they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all going to be together. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. But I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on the, take your phone and stick it on the bucket. Shh. Giving is worship. Giving is worship.
Now y'all don't want to call and check on
Giving is worship.
I'm still them boys.
Giving is worship. This ain't the time to talk.
I'm still them boys.
1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy.
This is where we hold
This is an easy miracle.
This is where we
should
fight.
be able to raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all giving.
Sacrifice. Don't give up the fight. Everything will be alright on any given Sunday. Yeah. Depend on you. If you win or lose, you know you got to pay some dues to live on Monday. Yeah.
Until next time, DC for life. Shout out to Uncle Charles for that hook at the end. Peace. We out. Come on, now. Come on with it. Bully Booker.